Officer Daniel Patalio of the New York Police Department is a cop who put Eric Garner in a chokehold that may or may not have caused his death. Even if it didn't, I think it contributed to the heart attack the PD is claiming Garner died from. Patalio and his sidekick, fellow New York Police Department officer Justin DeMico, have been placed on desk duty while the New York Police Department investigates the incident. In other words, the police will determine whether or not one of their own committed an illegal act. Kind of like having the mafia investigate one of their own. They will decide whether or not Patalio and DeMico will keep their jobs, be charged with a crime, or if nothing at all will happen to them. My guess is very little if nothing happens. They might say that Patalio acted outside department policy by placing Mr. Garner in a chokehold, but I doubt the punishment will fit the crime. Patalio has been twice sued since 2012. In one case, the city of New York settled with the victims for a total of $30,000. Two victims who sued the city of Patalio and three more of their 120th precinct officers were identified as Darren Collins and Tommy Rice. According to the suit filed in Brooklyn Federal Court, Patalio and an officer identified as Christian Cataldo removed Collins and Rice from the automobile they were riding in, handcuffed them, and as quoted from the lawsuit, Patalio and or Conca pulled down the plaintiff's pants and underwear and touched and searched their genital areas or stood by while this was done in their presence. Now get this, not only did these perverts strip and search and fondle the genitals of these men on the side of the road, Patalio strip searched them again after getting them to the precinct. There is no mention in the suit as to whether he touched them at that time or not. And Collins and Rice were charged with some bullshit charges which were later dropped. Now Collins and Rice each received $15,000 in settlements from the city. Patalio is now being sued for an incident that occurred in February of this year. This suit is being brought by a man by the name of Ryland Walker in a Manhattan federal court. Walker was arrested and charged with a marijuana-related offense that was dismissed and sealed in criminal court. This suit alleges that Patalio, quote, misrepresented facts in the police reports and other documents that the plaintiff had committed offenses when in fact that was not true. I don't know the amount being sought by Mr. Walker, but I hope it is much more than the 30 grand Collins and Rice collected for their abuses by this, well, I'm not even going to say what I think this character Patalio is. Just use your imagination, you can get close to what I'm thinking. Patalio will soon be facing a third suit, I'm sure. Eric Garner's family will no doubt go after him for the death of Eric Garner. And they should. They should go for everything this little prick has will ever have or ever had, including his children's inheritance. But the problem is, very little if any money is going to come out of Patalio's own pocket. The city's insurance will go uncopped up. Patalio will most likely not have to pay a dime, won't be criminally charged, and will probably keep his job while the people of the city of New York suffer. And he knows it. That's why he smiled and waved at the camera as Eric Garner lay on that sidewalk dying. You know, I was recently told that 90% of cops are good cops. When I asked if that was true, then why are the other 10% still cops? Well, you could have heard a pin drop. I'm sure Patalio was one of those so-called good cops before he aided in the demise of Eric Garner, at least to his fellow cops. Otherwise, I'm sure the 90% would have taken him down. Okay, that's what you call sarcasm. I don't think Patalio is the exception. Unfortunately, he appears to be the norm. We'll see what happens as his fellow officers determine whether or not he did anything wrong. Funny thing, you and I aren't cops, and we can see how much Patalio did wrong in this video. We can see that Patalio was making every effort to harm Eric Garner. Unfortunately, the police and the prosecutor's office probably won't. Why? Thanks for watching. Like and share if you find it of use.